Hey, everybody. Welcome to my show, My So-Called Fabulous. I'm Tiffany Blackman, and how are you today? How's everyone out there? It's so great to come to you today, talk to you, and some of us you're seeing me and my guest today. And in my bio, I talk about all things food, fitness, but man, let me tell you what I'm talking about, and I always will talk about, is beauty and aging. Hence, oh my goodness, my fabulous guest today, Lisa Pineiro.
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, everyone.
It's so great to see you and talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
yes, that's my favorite topic too, is all things beauty and anti-aging.
Anti-aging. So Lisa is the founder and CEO of Glotrition. And if you are on YouTube, which I hope you are, take a peek because we have the products in front of us and we have our Elixir.
Yes, our Super Beauty Elixir. It's a collagen-based beauty drink. And we have it, if you can see it on YouTube, we've got it in our pretty little glitter water bottle. This is something new that we did.
I love it.
We did it fun just for our QVC audience.
Did you really?
Yes. And now we've got it on the website and everybody's wanting it. So
I love it. I love it. And Lisa was so sweet. They sent me a package about 2 weeks ago and I was waiting because what I've been missing. So Lisa, I do everything. We're going to talk about it, but I have been doing Botox since 40. I waited. I was 45 because I couldn't afford it. I mean, I couldn't do it. And then, it wasn't in the budget. Very expensive. I've always taken care of my skin. Even, I remember right after I graduated TCU, I might have not had enough money for food, but I bought the Obagi vitamin C serum.
Oh, that's expensive stuff.
Yes, it was. It was
expensive. When you're in college.
I mean, I just graduated and I was teaching high school, not making a lot of money, but I was in vitamin C. So I started with vitamin C. I've always used sunscreen because my grandmother's French. And so she's like, you got to take care of your skin. So I've always done that, but waited till 45 to do Botox and of course fillers later because that's more money. So the outside cleansing, doing all of that on the outside, taking supplements like my doctor tells me, but collagen ingesting, I have missed that boat. And I'm embarrassed. I'm 55 and waited this long to do it.
Well, you're on the boat now.
Well,
you're on the Glotrition boat.
I am. I'm on day 4 now. So tell us why it's so important to ingest collagen and tell us what's the scoop other than I'm missing a lot of collagen right now.
It's funny because ingestible beauty really has not been a thing until I want to say like maybe the last year, 15 months. Collagen is taking kind of center stage in the supplement world. And but I learned about ingestible beauty long before. I was a news anchor and a medical correspondent for many years. That was my career before I had started Glotrition. And one of the topics that I like to talk about in my medical stories was anti-aging. And so I was really lucky because I had like all these researchers and doctors that were doing the important research about anti-aging as it relates to supplementation. So I started to learn how important that was to treat your skin from the inside and how you could really see a difference in your skin if you started to treat it with the right supplements. So, so ingestible beauty is really having a moment now, and I'm so glad to be part of it. Truly, we were one of the first beauty drinks, collagen-based beauty drinks on the market. And I always say we. So that's what you do when you're a brand founder and you're kind of used to, working the small business, doing everything on your own. You end up saying we. It's like the royal we, I guess.
I say we too, because I want to give all the people that are part of the we the credit,
Yeah. Well, at first there weren't any others. It was just me.
Right.
But one thing that was really important to me, and this is probably because of the medical reporting background, and I'm a little bit of a science geek, and I really enjoy, learning about things on that kind of medical level. One of the things that I decided was when it did come time for me to develop a product, I wanted to be sure that it was something that was efficacious and something that would actually do what I wanted it to do. And for me, So, I love how most brand founders have great stories about, they started the company because of some big life struggle, or, there was a big problem out there and they were going to solve this problem. Mine truly was just built on vanity. I mean, let's just be completely honest.
I love that.
And here's why, because when you're working in television news, the younger you look, the longer you work, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So as I was learning about all this, the importance of ingestible beauty, I really started to just, drink the Kool-Aid, for lack of a better.
Literally drinking the Kool-Aid is what I'm doing right now.
I realized how important it was, and how well it worked, and really decided at that point, okay, maybe I should really think about building a product or building a brand around this, because I was taking 15 huge pills every day.
Oh, yeah.
Which is impossible.
I mean, yes.
To stick with.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you've ever gotten a big pill stuck in your throat sideways, you think you're going to die. Yeah.
I have puffed it out before. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's awful. Yeah. So, I decided let's take this regimen that I know works, because I was getting all sorts of compliments on my skin. Mm-hmm. My news director and viewers who were watching were saying, "Are you using new makeup, or
really?
What did you do? Did you, do something to your skin?" I knew it worked. I just knew that it was not sustainable, mm-hmm. taking that many pills every day. And I think that's kind of the problem with ingestible beauty, and why it's taken so long for everyone to sort of stand up and take notice and mm-hmm. get on board with it. Because I think that when you talk about supplements, for so long, the supplement world was just pills, mm-hmm. pills and pills. And you'd go to, your local vitamin store, and you've got aisles and aisles and thousands of pills, and it gets confusing. And, pills, nobody likes to take pills. Mm-hmm. It's not a fun thing to do. So now I love that we're seeing this more functional beauty, mm-hmm. where brands are developing drinks and gummies and, snack bars and et cetera. So just a lot of really creative ways to get your ingestible beauty supplements.
So I still take quite a few supplements. I get my blood drawn for my hormone panel and, quarterly, and, determine what to take and how much. And you can take too much of some things. And I have done that. Yeah. They've gone, wait a minute, why is your vitamin D so high? And, it's like you say, you go down the aisle at your supplement store. I didn't pay attention. That was 10,000 milligrams versus 5,000. I kept taking my 2, and it's scary. I mean, it really is. But because that's a thing.
Yeah. And it's still an unregulated industry for the most part, the supplement industry. So you really do have to be a smart consumer. You have to do your research. Of course, we have the internet now, which is so fantastic. You can learn.
Dr. Google.
Yeah. And, go to the sources that you can trust, because there's a lot of false information out there as well. But yeah, I think it always pays to be your own best advocate. And
so tell me this. So I started, I waited again. I started Monday. I started my regimen Monday with drinking the drink. And so tell me when you should start feeling or seeing a difference.
Yeah. And that's always the favorite question, because, everybody, at least me anyway, I use a product and I want to see something immediately. But with ingestible supplements, it's a little bit more of a process. And let me explain what I mean by that. So, especially with collagen and some of the things in our blend. So we have a bioactive collagen peptide, and bioactive means that it is more bioavailable. So just to get like sciencey, geeky for a minute with you, what that means is that it's hydrolyzed or broken down. The collagen molecule is broken down to a point where it can be highly bioavailable, so that that molecule can actually pass through the epithelial cells in the intestinal tract. Because typically when you take supplements, a lot of it is destroyed in your intestinal tract, and you really end up getting very little of the actual product that you're hoping to take. So we use a bioactive collagen peptide. We use hyaluronic acid. Which we know is great for moisturizing your skin. And we do these things from the inside. And this is, as far as I'm concerned, half the battle.
Right.
We treat our skin on the outside.
Exactly.
That's 50%. The other 50%, if you're not doing it, you're just not going to see all the results that you want to see.
Yeah, I read in preparing for our interview, I read every blog post you had. Gosh, I know so much now. I mean, it's research. I mean, definitely. But so I put hyaluronic acid on my face for moisture and love how it feels. And then I read that we're ingesting it with the Glotrition. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm so excited because
doubling down.
I'm doubling down on it, right? So I mean, I understand just through people that take collagen, ingest it, that like I have horrible back pain, and it's degenerative disc disease, that indeed I could have relief from my joint pain.
Yeah. Collagen is really a wonderful supplement. And of course we talk about it in terms of your skin and beauty, but the benefits are just tenfold from that. It's all of your connective tissue. So in case you're new to the collagen game. Collagen is a protein that's found in all of our connective tissue. 75% of our skin happens to be made up of collagen, which is why it's so important for skincare. But yeah, all of your joints, I used to have horrible back pain. I, of course, drink this every day and I don't have it anymore. So
You're
of course,
kidding.
we don't make any of those claims, but do the research and you'll see collagen is a really phenomenal supplement. And back to your question, I think I glossed over it. I didn't answer your question about how long it takes to see results. So with ingestible beauty, especially, so our skin is made up of many layers. And those deeper layers of our skin in the dermis, that's where the collagen lives, the elastin, the hyaluronic acid. I call it the holy trinity of youthful skin. It's all the things that keeps our skin looking youthful. And we start to lose those things as we get older. And your skin typically turns over about every 30 days, meaning that those cells from deeper in the dermis make their way to the surface. And it takes about 30 days. Now, as you get older, that process also slows down. And so it's more like 45 days maybe that it will take for you and I to have our skin turn over. So when we talk about results, we say 30 days. I personally say more like 45 to really see full results, depending on your age. But the clinical studies behind this bioactive peptide that we use shows amazing results after 30 days. Reduction in wrinkles by 25%, increase in skin moisture. But then you take it to 60 days. And now you're really getting into an increase in collagen by 65%.
Wow.
Which is incredible.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
So, but that just goes to show you, it takes some time with an ingestible regimen to see the results on the outside.
Right. And my daughter, which is 21, yesterday she goes, "Can I taste that?" And of course. And she's like, and she likes it. The flavor is very pleasing.
Thank
I added, you had an IGTV video yesterday I saw. So you added lemon because I like that sweet tart. So I added lemon this morning to it. And I know you have different recipes, but she loved it. So my question when Lisa walked in is, can Kennedy do this at the age of 21? Is that,
Yeah, well, she's about the age where you start to lose collagen.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh my goodness.
It's so unfair. And women lose it faster than men, by the way.
Oh no.
Just to add
Did you hear
another
that,
level
Paul?
of
Yeah, Paul. Beautiful Paul, my producer that just walked in. He just rolls out of bed and looks the way he does. But,
But no, she starts to lose it. We start to lose it in our 20s. And the thing about collagen is you don't get it back. And so if you're not supplementing with it, we typically don't get enough of it in our diet. Collagen is an animal-based protein. So, and that's another thing too. We hear a lot about this. Somebody asked me the other day, can you make this product vegan? And I said, unfortunately not. Collagen is inherently an animal protein.
Based.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, that just goes to show you there's a lot of marketing out there with products that say, that are trying to make it look like it's a vegan collagen, but if you really read the fine print, it's more of like a collagen support product. Yeah. So it just, because it's an unregulated industry, it's really, really important to, do your homework.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So yes, and that's interesting. The collagen, I'm just amazed. It just seems like I woke up last week. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and be transparent here, but woke up last week and I look at I work out 6 days a week. Okay. And I work out hard and I've done it my entire adult life.
Good for your skin too.
The glow that you get, the post glow.
Yeah.
But, I do work out. And so I know the muscles there. I have not been ingesting enough protein, and my doctor just on my visit said, are you a vegetarian? I said, not at all. I'm actually the executive chef for the beef industry. And she's like, well, you're not eating enough protein, animal-based. So I kind of got that slap on my hand. And of course, I'm just like, yes, I do. And I work out hard. But as you age, you need more. And she's like, you've just got to keep up. You've got to do a better job. So I got that again. And I know food, but my point is I think I woke up, actually, Audrey Dollins, both our friend and my photographer, our photographers, she was doing a photo shoot the other day, and I literally looked at my proofs, and the tops of my legs around my quads, they're falling into my knees.
Oh yeah.
So there's the collagen. It's missing.
Yeah, it's the loss of elasticity in your skin. So elasticity is that other element of our skin that gives it the snap back.
There's
and
no snap.
I know, we lose the snap.
Okay.
It's so unfair. You know, things should be easier as you get older. You shouldn't have to work harder. But yeah, you lose that. So collagen definitely plays a role in that. And again, an ingestible regimen is helping with that too, because as we talk about skincare, we get very focused on our face.
Yes.
You know, on what we show the world. We forget about the skin on the top of our knees or under your arms or when it starts to get crepey. And yes, and it's definitely a sign of aging. We're losing hyaluronic acid. We're losing collagen. We're losing all the important things. And so with an ingestible regimen, that's a body-wide treatment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm doing. So I am, and I saw it on your blog, one of your blog posts. I'm going to do it. Blog therapy. I'm getting oil therapy on
I want to know what that does. You'll have to tell me. I've heard a lot about that.
So I'm helping replace and stimulate the collagen in the tops of my legs to my knees. And I'm doing this. My friend in Austin's doing it in 2 weeks. And I'm just doing it because I'm so unhappy with it. And of course, people going, you don't have, but I do. It bothers me. And I'm interested to see if indeed it does work. And I understand in 6 months, I'm going to be fabulous. But
yeah. And it's a cumulative effect with something like that. So your skin responds to injury by producing more collagen. So when you hear people talking about different lasers and different treatments like oil therapy, what you're doing is on a deep level, you're injuring your skin. I know it sounds terrifying, but
and I'm paying for it.
but the result can be beautiful. Yes. The result can be waking up that mechanism that makes collagen in your skin again to start making collagen.
Right.
And then the result over time is hopefully firmer, younger looking skin. So with Glotrition, what we're doing instead of making an injury to your skin, we're sort of faking your body out. We're tricking it. So when you injure the skin, the collagen breaks apart. And there's little bits of collagen floating around. And your body's response to that is, oh no, what happened? We've been injured. We better start rebuilding. And so your body goes into that rebuilding mode. With Glotrition, we're tricking it because it senses the hydrolyzed collagen particles, and it triggers the same thing. Wow. Oh no, have we been injured? What's going on? Why are these little particles floating around? And it literally spurs your body to turn that mechanism back on. So that was a very layman's way to explain it.
That's what we need, definitely. Yeah.
But it's fascinating how it works, really.
And how long have you been ingesting your product or another? You tried. Have you tried several?
So, when I was developing Glotrition, I did try several. And my problem with all of them was that I didn't feel like they were working. I didn't feel like they were doing anything for my skin. And when I would go back to the manufacturers, they didn't have any clinical research on it to prove that it actually worked. So that became kind of my mission. When I put together this product, it was, let's use clinically effective ingredients in the clinically effective amounts, because that's the other thing about the supplement industry and also the skincare industry is because they are so loosely regulated or not regulated at all, you can say something's in there, and as long as there's just a little fairy dust sprinkle,
oh dear,
you can get away with making claims on it. And that was something that I learned early on through my reporting, and I thought, well, that's just not right. Something needs to be done about that.
Exactly.
And so that was really one of my missions when I started this brand was, okay, we're going to use effective ingredients, but we're going to make sure that those ingredients are there in the same amount that the clinical study used to show whatever results it showed. So it's an interesting industry for sure.
Absolutely. And your background is television and you're anchor and then medical correspondent, like we were mentioning earlier. Yeah. So when you went and we were talking, you young women and men that are going into journalism, broadcast journalism for sure. Back in the day, we had to pay our dues for sure.
Oh,
yeah, I think everyone has to pay some sort of dues, but you started out in Wyoming, correct?
Casper, Wyoming. I couldn't even tell you what the population was then, but it was definitely, I think it was the second largest city in Wyoming at the time.
Oh my.
And I worked for KGWN, and it was very interesting. And then I worked for K2 News in Casper, Wyoming, which I think is still on the air, I would imagine. But yeah, I think, in broadcasting, we have market sizes, everybody's ranked. And I think there's maybe like 200 and something markets that they rank. And I think Casper was like 208.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
paid your dues for sure.
You know what? It was a learning experience. I was a baby too. I mean, I was 20 years old, maybe. Yeah. I think I was actually 19 my first time on the air because I was working as an intern, and they went ahead and just put me on the air.
Isn't that something? Because you were in Casper.
Because I was in Casper.
Beautiful and ready to go.
Yeah. But I mean, talk about, getting your experience and learning and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Which brought you to where you are today with your brand, because medical correspondent. So, and when you were doing that all these years of being a correspondent, did you make connections? Did you reach out to people when you said, okay, it's time? I mean,
I did. Yeah. And what's interesting about it is, anytime I had to do a medical story, the editors and producers would always say, oh, there's a new heart stent or, or this or that, or, go talk to the doctors about this. And I would kind of begrudgingly, go do those health stories. But really the ones that I was passionate about were the anti-aging stories.
Oh, gosh.
And because I was doing a lot of my reporting for the 5 p.m. newscast, which is traditionally a female audience.
Right.
Those were the stories that were getting the most attention.
Right.
And so they sort of let me just go do them.
Oh, wow. Isn't that great? So using your people that you knew, and then did that help you with your branding? And
tremendously. Yeah. And so, and I think I touched on it a little bit earlier when I started to learn about, ingestible beauty and the importance of feeding your skin and really your whole body from the inside. Those were the same researchers that curated this program for me.
Wow.
And they're the reason that I was taking the 15 pills every day. So I learned about hyaluronic acid. I learned about collagen. I learned about vitamin C and antioxidants. And that's one thing that's really different about our Super Beauty Elixir is it's made on a foundation of antioxidants. So as your body is developing new collagen, as you're replenishing your hyaluronic acid, it's really important to also have antioxidants there to defend against free radical damage. Free radicals, those crazy cells, will come in and eat right through your collagen fibers.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So you really want to protect them too. So there is a reason for every ingredient in our blend.
Do you still take oral supplements in addition? I mean, not 15.
I do. I take a vitamin D supplement. And I just had a workup done, same as you, by a doctor who does like hormonal things, because you have to deal with that as you get older.
I've talked all about that. Jeez.
So I'm doing a hormone therapy, and we'll see how that goes.
Right.
But But as far as supplements go, just the vitamin D and this.
I would love I would love to calm down the 15 pills because I'm up there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the whole purpose of it, is to try to make it an enjoyable experience. And, you mentioned the taste, and this formula, we worked for probably 9 months just on the flavor profile to make sure that it was because I knew if I wouldn't drink it, nobody else would drink it. And listen, when you're developing a product, we had so many missteps and so many, so many stories I could tell you about. One of them in particular, it was the first go round with this formula. And I was emceeing the 4th of July parade here in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And I was still working on the air at that time. I sort of developed this on the side. But I was sitting up there on the stage, and it was hot and the sun's beating down on us. And I had my little Glotrition, and I had it all mixed up. And we had just gotten this sample back from the lab. And I mixed it up, and I went to go drink it. And I thought, what is that? It was awful. And it smelled like rotten eggs. And I didn't know what it was. And oh my gosh, I was having such a moment. Called my fiance. I was like, it's over. This is never going to work. It's awful. No one's going to drink this. So we went through several rounds of formulation and to settle on the final product.
I've heard, and again, I didn't spend enough time. This has really been a gift for me, because from you to me, spending time on this, doing the research. But everyone was like, "Oh, you just get this and you put it in your coffee, or you get this if there's no flavor, you do."
Ooh, that's my favorite topic.
Yes, and I thought, well, if there's no flavor, but honestly, I tasted this on Monday, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is yummy. So the flavorless, was that of interest to you at all, or?
We talked about doing a flavorless, and that still may happen, down the line. The problem in the messaging with that is that typically the flavorless products that are out there on the market that you get at the grocery store come in the big tubs,
Yes.
And they say, go ahead and add it to your coffee, add it to everything. So there's problems with that messaging. First of all, you don't want to add collagen to hot things because it causes thermal bridges between the molecules and it becomes less effective. So if you really want to get the biggest bang for your buck and you really want it to work, don't put it in hot things. The other thing is when you scoop it out in a big scooper like that, you can't really be sure that you're getting an efficacious amount of what you need. So ours is packaged in the little daily dose stick packs, so that you are sure to be getting exactly what they got in the clinical study.
And it's 20 ounces of water. I mean, right? So
which helps you drink more water. I mean, I hate drinking.
Do you
water.
really? See, I love water, but
plain water is not.
But this is nice. This is a nice change. But okay, I keep telling everyone, I watched her, Lisa's video yesterday with the lemon juice. So you just squeeze an entire lemon or half a lemon and put it in there. So
and you're getting an extra boost of vitamin C.
Yep. Yes.
A little extra antioxidant help.
So the vitamin C or the ascorbic acid from a lemon or a lime or a grapefruit does not hinder I'm learning.
No, it just gives it a little bit more tang. The flavor that we have is called sweet tart berry because there's a little bit of tart to it and some sweet. I like it a little tangier, so I add some lemon, but I also add it to smoothies, and I've sprinkled it over yogurt and just anything that has kind of a fruity profile. It's
not
really
hot.
But not hot.
I read that on your blog.
You can do that. It's not going to hurt you. It's just you're not going to get to sort of results.
I know. That is, I love that. So also, you have to eat well. You have to consume the right
You do.
nutrients
And,
too.
I have people ask me all the time, like you asked, how soon will I see results? It depends on a lot of things. If you are a party girl going through the fast food drive-through on a daily basis, it's going to take you longer.
Wow.
And you might need to adjust some lifestyle habits.
No joke. Right.
But yeah, for most people, it's more of a month long. Give your skin some time to turn over.
Yes, yeah. I'm excited. I mean, I'm going to do my 30 days, but I make sure I have my next round for sure.
I want to hear what you think afterwards. And this brand started with this ingestible product. Mm-hmm. But I knew when I developed it, that wasn't the full story. Mm-hmm. It's not just feeding the deeper layers of your skin. It's not just feeding your skin on the top layers. You have to do both. And so the second product that we launched is a topical serum.
So excited.
That is made to be used with the drink. So they work synergistically together. We call it dual delivery skincare. So this is delivering a lot of the same active ingredients in the deep layers of your skin because you ingest it, and then also on the top layers of your skin with the topical serum.
Unbelievable. She brought me a gift. This is and it's not it's an application. You have a device too, right?
I know. It's such an innovative packaging design. And we were so excited about this, and it's been in the works for the last year it's like, this is what we've been saying to all the editors, beauty editors, and they love it. I said, it's like your favorite serum and your quartz roller had a baby. This is what happened.
I love that. That is great. That is perfect. That's absolutely perfect.
Because we know the benefits of facial rolling.
Yes.
We know the benefits of using a quartz roller or a jade roller, decreasing inflammation in your skin, and it feels heavenly. And we also know that when you roll something on your skin, you can help push those active ingredients a little deeper in the epidermis. And so we thought, why not put them together? Right. So this product is, you pump it twice. It releases the serum onto the roller ball. And we always say, do the top half of your face first, meaning spread it all over the top half of your face. And the reason I say that is because that roller ball, that stainless steel roller ball, is really cold. When even if you don't have to keep it in the fridge or anything. It's just cold by nature. So I love doing the top half of my face first because I really get under the eyes and over the eyes and all that puffiness and all those toxins and things. You just roll them right out. And then I do the bottom half of my face and I contour along the cheekbone, a contour around your jawline, pushing all those toxins into, we've got these lymphatic drainage points right there in front of our ears. Mm-hmm. And so helping to push those toxins and things into, now here's the thing, your body is very good at taking care of itself. Your body has a lymphatic system to work out toxins, et cetera. As you age, you have fewer lymphatic vessels.
Isn't that great?
So again, I know it's just another thing. Yay, aging!
Yay, aging! I know.
But it's good to understand, and it's good to know that you do have to give your skin a helping hand, as you get older.
And I'm reading, so you have the hyaluronic acid in here is highly moisturizing.
It is, and so when I was talking about the dual delivery skincare, using a lot of the same active ingredients, we're feeding those same active ingredients to all the layers of your skin. So we've got the bioactive collagen peptide in your beauty elixir in your drink. And then we have a pro collagen concentrate in the serum. We have hyaluronic acid in the drink and then a time-released hyaluronic acid in the serum. So what I love about this is you put it on in the morning. First of all, it's a beautiful under your makeup. Your makeup will look gorgeous. But it keeps that moisture evenly throughout the day. So, typically come 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, my face looks like a grease slick. Whoops.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So this is really nice because it's keeping that moisture evenly throughout the day.
Well, and so tell me this. So the listeners and viewers that have a beauty regimen, so you clean your face, can you use this with other products or?
Absolutely. And that's really what I love about the Glotrition system is it's made to be integrated with whatever skincare routine you currently have and love. And I don't want anyone to feel like they have to, stop doing what they love. This is a program that's made to be used with everything. So the drink, obviously, you just add that to whatever you're doing. The serum, again, just add it. Just, I recommend that you use the serum on a clean face.
Right.
But certainly if you have other products that you love, start layering those on top.
Layer it on there.
Yeah. And the thing about the serum, because it's a treatment, yes, it's highly moisturizing. Yes, you're increasing skin elasticity by nearly 20% after just 28 days. The before and after photos are phenomenal on that product. But sometimes you need an extra boost of moisture, especially these summer months.
Sure.
So absolutely. Yeah. It's made to be layered upon.
Growing up, you're in high school, and those early days, and my daughter's battling it now, but the excess of oil and oil production, and that's not happening right now. I'm 55. I mean, I'm so dry. It is unbelievable. And I know it's lack of estrogen, and that's that whole formula, but I'm doing anything I can for moisture.
Yeah. And it's kind of a misnomer that people think, oh, I have oily skin, so I shouldn't use anything that's ultra moisturizing because but oily skin is actually a symptom of extreme dryness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know that. So
I know. The first thing my husband has, because he has breakouts, but he's taking testosterone. So his breakouts, but he goes, oh my goodness, if that's moisture, that's going to break me out. No. That's old information.
Yeah.
Definitely old information. So he may try this too.
Yeah.
He always
there's a drug called spirulactone. So you should have him ask his doctor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you're taking testosterone, especially, it can make you break out.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, the dance, the older years dance, and girls and guys, you're gonna dance the dance someday too.
Yeah. That's what I tell my younger friends. I'm like, oh, you just wait.
Just wait.
Tell my kids that too. You just wait.
I know, right? So something that I do, and back to my my transparency, but about 5 years ago, when I was 50, I started the injectable Sculptra.
I love talking about this.
So, and I'm excited again because, again, that's injecting this. And I started it 5 years ago. Kelly Walla down in Austin is my beauty guru. And she said, now, I'm just going to tell you this, that you're not going to walk out here and look like your fillers. I mean, it's going to take a minute. So I remember, Lisa, I did it every 6 weeks, 4 times. So she and I did a live chat video during COVID, and I was like, okay, so I do this every so often. She goes, you need it once a year now because you've built up so much collagen in your face. But I'm telling you, she'll have my treatment. And it's like I don't really see it when I leave, but about 2 weeks later, I look in the mirror and I'm like, whoa.
It's really phenomenal, isn't it? I've never done Sculptra, but years ago I had Botox. I was like 36 maybe.
Right.
And had a little put in my forehead, and they were talking to me about Sculptra. And at the time it was an injectable that they were using in AIDS patients for facial wasting.
Wow.
Yeah. And so they could inject it, and it would bring volume back to their faces. And so now it's used so widely for cosmetic use.
Yes.
And it really is phenomenal, the difference that you can see. And that's that cumulative effect, again, of stimulating collagen and what that can do.
I mean, it's amazing. And it is one, injectable wise, I really do try not to do a lot of injectables, but that one, I can't live without. I love it. I'm not working for them at all. But Kelly, the nurse practitioner that works with me, she's like, you've got to put the hyaluronic on your face now, which brings me to applying collagen topically, because I read in a blog post. Tell me more about that.
Yeah.
That's not, right?
So collagen is a very large molecule. It's why when you buy the grocery store collagen, it's maybe not. It's not doing what you want it to do because your body just isn't absorbing it. So you need the collagen to be hydrolyzed to a point where it can actually be absorbed. Topically speaking, it is a very large molecule, and it really can't be absorbed by your skin. So what it does instead is it sits on the surface. It acts as a humectant. So there are good things about it. It really does make your skin feel on the surface that it's more moisturized. But the collagen process is not as easy as just putting it on the top of your skin and then ta-da, you've got more collagen in your skin. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, and brands don't typically tell you that.
No,
so.
And that's the thing. Kelly was telling me, she said, you just have to remember, and I get, just like this, it took me forever to figure out a collagen path, an ingestible collagen path, and just reading about it. And I'm not one of those that I don't like shakes. You know what I mean? Like protein shakes. And I wasn't a huge fan, but when I tasted this, it was a different ballgame. But
we have a shake recipe on our blog on the website.
That's right. Yes.
You have to try that one. It's really good.
And
you'll like it.
You know, if I put my own but if it's just a powder out of a big can, no, I'm just not doing that. Just scooping it out. So, but protein, I should be ingesting enough protein, but apparently I'm not. But yes, I know. So how long have you had from conception to now? How long have you? Can you remember that?
I think we developed the first version of this product in 2014.
Wow. 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I went to market the first time with it in 2015. And I was just selling to spas. Just luxury spas and in the Dallas area. And mostly because it was a tangible way for me to sell the product. You know, I was doing a morning show at that point, a morning talk show, and I was done at about noon. And so I would jump in my car and I would drive around to all the spas and, you know, visit with the managers or spa owners and say, this is my product, you know, will you carry it? And that was in like, I don't know, I was like 2013, 12. And it really wasn't, ingestible beauty was not really a thing on anyone's radar. No. And there was one spa in Dallas called Hiatus, and they have a bunch of locations now. And they're in, you know, Houston and San Antonio and Austin. But they carried it. And we did really well. And they're actually, we scaled back on our spa business when we turned to retail, and they're actually the only spas that we still.
Oh my goodness, you're kidding. My goodness. Okay. So you're in Nordstrom's. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so
we're actually sold out on Nordstrom right now.
You're kidding. Congratulations.
No. Thank you. It's, you know, the current climate right now is so unusual, and online sales have been exploding, which is great.
That's what I hear.
But because a lot of the brands have scaled back their staff in the warehouses, it's been difficult to keep inventory, you know, up to date and all that. So yeah, we're actually sold out on Nordstrom, but we sell in Bloomingdale's, Saks, QVC is a fantastic business for us.
So how did you get, did you do this yourself? The manufacturing, did you choose the manufacturing?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
You handpicked that? And
I did.
Where are you manufactured?
Here in Dallas.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah. And let me tell you, it is, that process is not for the faint of heart. So we've been through, again, with the I've been through 4 different manufacturers.
Yes.
The manufacturing side of the business is an interesting place. It is the old boys club, and it's difficult to, as a small brand, get the attention that you need to really get your brand going. So we've been through a few, but here in Dallas, and the manufacturer we have now is fantastic and really willing to be a partner with us and willing to kind of stick with us while the brand's growing. And that's really what you have to look for is someone who is in it to win it with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. So manufacturing and then getting it to retail. You did that as well.
That I did a lot of that. Yes. And so early on I learned about brokers. So there are people who broker your product for you and have those very important relationships with the buyers.
Right.
Who I always joke that the buyers are like the Wizard of Oz, you know, they're just like so difficult to get in touch with. And so that's one of the things that everybody asks me, like, how did you get in front of the buyer at Nordstrom and Saks and Bloomingdale's? I found a broker, his name is Nathan Judd, who is amazing and has been in the business for decades and really knows the beauty landscape and has these wonderful relationships with all the buyers. So he helped tremendously. QVC is, you know, I did a lot of homework with QVC. I actually started with QVC in the UK.
Did you really?
And that was something that I got on my own, and we bombed. It was awful. It was awful. It was like Scott will tell you, it was the one time he saw me cry about this brand and this product. We went to the UK and their first order was for 300 units. Mm-hmm. And we thought, oh my gosh, 300 units. Like we're going to sell out. We'll sell out like that. And they put me in the fitness and wellness category. So they had me, I had 6 minutes, and I was between the massaging mat and the some kind of exercise equipment thing on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. in London.
Oh, gosh.
And we sold 30 units.
Oh, dear. Oh, no. And didn't pay for your flight over there. No. Oh,
gosh. And the buyer, her name is Debbie, and she was so sweet. And she was so sweet to even give us an opportunity. Sure. And she met with me after the airing, and she just said, I'm so sorry. If it just would have even been 50 units, we could have had you back. And it was so, just talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Right. And we walked out of this big QVC complex and back over to our hotel, and Scott looked over at me, and I just lost it, and I was like, "This is never going to work."
Right.
And I've had some of those moments.
Right.
Yeah. There have been a few.
Well, I say this all the time. I learn more from my failures than I do from my successes. Yeah. I really do. Yeah. I mean, because I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that again. Yeah. I make another mistake. But
I learned from that. And what I learned was you have to be a staunch advocate for your brand. And so when it came time to do QVC US, which is like the big mama, if you get QVC US, that's a big deal. I was adamant about, this is a beauty product.
Yes.
I want to be in the beauty category. So we actually were the first ingestible product in their beauty category to be offered on QVC. Yeah. And it made all the difference in the world. Right. And so now we are, we've had some great success.
How long have you done QVC?
We started with QVC US in, I think, 2017.
Wow.
Or 18 was our first airing, and we did it on Beauty IQ, which was their sister channel.
Right.
That was just beauty. It's no longer on the air, but and so we kind of baby stepped into it. Mm-hmm. And then we had our first main channel airing in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And then it's just been growing like crazy ever since.
So, and we were talking, of course, with the climate, the way we are now, but you were going up to their studios you to sell and go on air, correct?
Yeah, I always go to Philadelphia.
Right. So now you've, of course, with the state of where we all are, they're coming to your home.
We're doing it via Skype. And so I'm going to be in my kitchen this Friday night. Yeah, Friday night at 11 p.m. hour, 11 p.m. Eastern on Dare to Share Beauty with Sean Killinger. So
oh my goodness.
We'll do that from the kitchen. And
this will be your first one to do.
The first one from
Skype.
The house. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so fingers crossed, knock on wood, it all works.
I know. The world has changed. We've determined now that we can work from home,
right,
and be successful.
Yeah.
The world is changing. Back when you remember it vividly, I'm sure, exactly where you were in 9/11, how much the world changed, and we just rolled with it.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows, where we'll be.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
No.
I think being able to work from home, and I think it's going to save businesses a lot of money with overhead when they realize that, hey, we don't need this huge call center or this huge office space. And so it'll be really interesting to see how the larger corporations adjust. And then, of course, small businesses like mine.
Right. When, it's been, I can't remember how many years ago, I was Home Shopping Network down in Florida. And I was working for Nolan Ryan Beef at the time, and he had just put his new fresh beef into grocery stores. But they tried the home shopping stint for a bit, and it was exciting. We had a strange hour that we were, it was just like you were there and you kept going on. And it was really good, but I was cooking on air, but it was a lot of work. But I was the talent. I went in as a chef, but it wasn't my company, but just the energy in those studios, and the hosts are fabulous. I mean,
the hosts are amazing.
They're so excited.
For all the years I spent in television news, I watch those hosts, and everything is on the fly. There are no note cards. They do a little bit of research about the brand ahead of time. We do a little host meeting before the airing. But these people are just spot on, the best salespeople you will ever meet.
And camera people they
are engaging, and they're, and it's funny because when I first did QVC US, I thought, well, this will be easy. Quote unquote easy, because I'm used to doing TV.
Sure.
And they actually still made me go through the training. I had to fly up to Philadelphia and go through the training. I was like, really? Like, I know how to do this.
I got this.
And man, I'm glad I did, because it is a different animal. You have such a short amount of time to stay focused on what your brand is about, what the product is about, and learning to work in tandem with the host. It is. It's a different,
and I've done television, doing segments my whole career. And I remember going, you have to go through the training. Yeah. I do. I know I don't, and I've got this. I know how to do this.
But there is no place on earth where you can sell, thousands of units in a 8-minute time frame.
Aren't you glad you're not doing the London right now? Going back to that.
I am, although I'm like, we're going to give it another shot, go after it again.
And I guess being in the category you were in too, that's a huge,
I mean. We'll go through and do it in the beauty category next time, yeah.
That's funny. Wait, now here's a treadmill, but wait, let's drink this. I know.
But, I didn't know any better. And I was just so thrilled to be on the air. But that's, people ask me all the time, like, what have you learned by starting this brand? Because, I didn't get a business degree. I didn't set out to be a brand founder or develop anything. And every step of the way has been a learning curve. And so I always tell people, you just have to be open to the learning curve, and you have to be resilient. And if television taught me anything, it is you get a thick skin, and if you get knocked down, you get right back up and go at it. And if you don't have that kind of resilience, then it's just it's tough. Then business is tough. Yeah,
it's tough. So tell me about this. I'm changing subjects a little bit. So I was reading on one of your blog posts that the average American 17 teaspoons a day of sugar.
I know.
Are you kidding? I mean, I'm so added sugar. That's added sugar, correct?
Added sugar. So this is the standard American diet, which the acronym is SAD.
I saw that and I thought, is that a typo? Surely so. And the American Heart Association recommends 6 teaspoons for women and 9 teaspoons for men.
Yeah, and let's use the term recommend lightly, because really there's no reason to have sugar in your diet. You just don't need it. Your body doesn't need it. There's no nutritional value to it. It is sadly unavoidable in most processed foods.
Absolutely.
And so unless you are very diligent about avoiding it, it's in almost everything. So that was, again, one of the reasons when I developed Glotrition and our Super Beauty Elixir. The chemist who was putting it together, he's like, well, what kind of sugar do you want to use? And I said, I don't want to use sugar.
Right.
And he said, well, you can't make a drink taste good with no sugar. And I said, well, sugar destroys your skin. So then we're at an impasse. Like, what do we do? No. And so we ended up using stevia leaf extract, which is a natural, all natural, low glycemic sweetener. And we use that still in the formula now. But yeah, so people get a lot of sugar, and it really is horrible for you. And not just because your dentist hates it, but because your skin can't take it. And just like we talk about free radicals eating through that collagen fiber, sugar does the same thing.
Well, and I do not, I'm maybe at stevia, I do put a smidge in my coffee in the morning, but for the most part, the only sugar, and I know it's unavoidable and I really don't eat processed foods, but it's in my tortilla chips. It's there.
Yeah.
But added sugar, well, I have it in the wine.
I was just going to say, the only sugar I get is wine.
The wine. And I'm telling you, if I eat a piece of cake, I had a birthday party and I did take a bite or two, I was not well the next day.
Right?
Not well.
I noticed that too. And I've been for years careful about added sugar.
Sure.
I don't, thank goodness I would rather eat guacamole than dessert.
Chips, salsa, and guacamole.
I'm
absolutely.
the savory girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way. If I eat, and listen, I love me some birthday cake. Like, I do not put like a coffee crumb cake or like a lemon cake in front of me.
We're not saying it.
It's just not pretty. But yeah, I feel horrible.
Joints. And it is amazing. It is a light switch. I'll go to bed. I don't sleep well. I don't sleep well anyway, but I don't especially sleep well.
Yeah.
But my joints, and I was reading on your blog post about what that is doing to your skin and your gut. I mean, that's
it does a real number on your entire body.
Right.
And remember, what we see on the outside is just a symptom of what's happening on the inside. And that's the most important thing, I think, for people to understand is that, we talk about aging, and whether you're talking about mobility or you're talking about wrinkles on your face, all of those things are symptoms of what's happening inside your body. So understanding the importance of eating as responsibly as you can.
Right.
I'm not going to tell everybody, oh, you have to be a raw vegan and no processed foods because, it's life and we want it to be sustainable, whatever we do. But I think that the more choices you can make to work whole, nutrient-dense foods into your diet and replace some of the sugar and some of the processed and some of the additives, you're going to feel better and then you're going to look better.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And eat real food.
Yeah.
Eat real food.
The problem is it takes so much time to do that, and I'm mindful of it, right? So I love to make I call it my super beauty salad, where it's just like basically every vegetable I can get my hands on, I chop everything up. But it takes some time. You got to do some meal prep. Chop that stuff up and keep it in the fridge. And it's much easier to take a frozen meal and pop it in the microwave.
It's, unfortunately,
Yeah.
I know.
And, unless we all had an executive chef at home or your family does with you.
The cobbler's kids have no shoes. So, you know what I'm saying? So Lisa, do you think okay, and I have to say, because the 50 is the new 30? Or 30 is the new 20, or 40 is the new 20. Do you believe that because you are you're seeing firsthand what's going on in the beauty industry and the medical industry? What are your thoughts on that? And I can't I'm going through menopause because you look great.
You are beautiful.
On inside.
Your skin is gorgeous. And I'm going to, if you think that's at all because of Sculptra, I'm going to make an appointment right now. Seriously.
Well, it's a village, but honestly, it's that menopausal years when you just don't have the formula right of your hormones. But on the outside, honestly, if it wasn't for that, I think I would just be, this is great. This is because of where medical and where beauty is. But what do you think about that?
I think that in 2020, I think beauty has become ageless. And for the first time ever, I think that, it's fun to say 50 is the new 30 and all that. But I sort of feel like aging is now looked at as it's an expectation that you are going to age well because you have so many things at your disposal to help you do that.
You do.
And so I do think that it's interesting that younger girls are very, very interested in anti-aging. It always makes me chuckle a little bit because, they not a line on the face, this beautiful baby skin.
Cheeks and lips.
Yeah. And I think, oh gosh, you've got a long road ahead if you're going to start all that now. But I do think that a younger consumer is very smart. She's very savvy. She understands the importance of what you put inside your body. Whereas an older customer is obviously more concerned about turning back the clock. And undoing some of the damage that's been done.
Right. Absolutely.
Before we knew everything to do. So I do think there's this interesting interesting climate in the beauty world now where it's a little ageless. Everybody's sort of in the same boat, you know?
Yeah, in the internet and social media that my daughters and your sons see, and we didn't know. I mean, you knew you were in news, but
and you just look at celebrities now. I mean, that's our touch point as Americans, right? We look at celebrities and what they're doing, and you look at Jennifer Lopez,
right?
Gorgeous. Now, who knows what she's, which doctor she's going to for which injectable and whatever. Which I'm sure they all do that because it's really become part of a maintenance plan for aging.
Yes,
I think that I think in your 20s, it should be about sun protection. It should be about, learning to eat well, setting those habits in motion that you're going to use for the rest of your life. I don't think that 20-year-old girls need to be having any kind of Botox or any injections or anything like that. It's happening, unfortunately. I don't think they need it. I think that once you get into your 30s, mid-30s and beyond, you should start researching what Botox can do for you.
Sure. Preventative maintenance.
It's preventative maintenance. And as you get into your 40s and you start to lose some of that facial volume, of course, you're doing everything you can with your supplements and your topical products, but it might be time to talk to a responsible doctor about injectables, and what that can do to bring that volume back in your face. So I think there are, I hate to say rules, but I think that there are things that we can follow, guidelines that we can follow as women, to kind of get us through each stage of our life. Because I think that if you start doing some of the more aggressive anti-aging practices too early, you start to look a little crazy.
I know.
And then, what's going to happen when you reach our age?
Exactly.
What are you going to look like? You're doing all that now. And you're also like, now you're dependent on so much of that, it seems, right? So, I think there needs to be a more thoughtful guidelines to help women especially understand, when does it make sense to look at some of these things? And, I'm open to everything. I love learning about different anti-aging practices, but I think that the one that we should all do that is very easy to add to your regimen is ingestible beauty.
1,000%.
I mean, it's I call it a foundation. It's a foundation of your anti-aging program.
Exactly.
Should be.
Lisa, I have a question for you because this is me asking you because I'm that micro influencer. How are you and how is the beauty industry depending on influencers? Are you depending on influencers to assist in this new branding and not new branding, but branding and how does that play into your business plan?
It's a huge piece of it. And I think that we've seen the marketing world rely more heavily on influencers, and we call them influencers because they influence. And I know for me, I'm much more likely if I see someone who I follow, who I'm interested in, I like their look, I like their style, I trust their judgment because I've been following them, I'm much more likely to buy a product if that person tells me than I am if I see a commercial on TV for it.
Right.
And I think I speak for, a majority of consumers that are influenced that way. And so our marketing strategy includes a lot of that. We want to get our product in the hands of as many people as we can to try it, to experience it.
Sure.
And we know, just by way of, the customers that we've had for years that continue to come back, we know that once people try it and they use it and they understand that this is part of their lifestyle now, we know that more people will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I just posted a story. No, we posted a post yesterday.
I saw it. We reposted it.
Yeah. So we did a photograph of my beautiful glitter jar and, did a story. And last night, Hillary sent me a text, my social media manager, and she's like, we're getting a lot of direct messages on it because, good. I haven't done it. And this is my...
We'll have to give you a discount code that you can share with your people.
And that would be huge because of course, people want try and do that. But it's just interesting it's interesting to me coming into this business just after a year or so I've been doing this. It is influencing. It is, and they have to trust you.
They do, and they have, like, I look at you and you're beautiful. Like, I would follow you. I would do whatever you tell me to do with my skin.
Thank you.
But I also love that you're transparent and that you go, you know what? It's not a one-stop thing. No. You can't just do one thing. It's this symphony that you have to create for yourself of what works.
Right.
And so I think that's what people look for, is they look for that authenticity.
Sure.
In the people that they follow. And I think it's a great way to discover products.
Can you believe where we are in the world today? I mean, it's exciting.
So
There's
different.
so many, I know, so different from what we
I was telling
started.
my kids, I was telling one of my sons the other day, I'm like, you don't understand what life is like without the internet.
No.
I remember being 16 years old. I was growing up in LA and driving my car, and I took a wrong turn. I got stuck on the Riverside Freeway, which I don't even know if they call it that still in LA, but it's like this desolate stretch of freeway with no exits. And I didn't have a phone to grab. I had to pull over and ask an attendant at a gas station. They just think that's hilarious.
Absolutely. Well, there was a thing called Encyclopedia Britannica. We had the volume.
Remember?
Yes. And my parents, I'm going to college and we're going to get you the college edition.
Yep.
Okay. And I mean, it was, and I tried to sell
Remember going to the library?
Yeah. I mean, that was a thing.
Looking up in the catalog cards for your,
What was that called? Dewey Decimal System. How did I remember that? I don't even know. Yeah. It's still working. My brain's still working. But yes, I mean, seriously, the Encyclopedia Britannica, and my dad we sold everything in their house, and 50 cents a book is what we were offered.
Oh my goodness.
Like we can at least make, interior items out of that.
It's such a different world. But that's the thing too, is that where there is a lot of information available, there is also a lot of misinformation.
Oh.
And so it just goes back to what I was saying before, is it's so important to be a well-educated consumer.
Okay. So first of all, let's talk about this. It's Glotrition, and your website is
Glotrition.com.
Okay. Glotrition.
No W. It's just GLOTRITION.com.
Okay. So what I have in my hand, and some of you can see if we're on YouTube, Super Beauty Elixir. So there's 30 drink packets. Mm-hmm. So that's my 30 days. So,
so they come like this. And these
little packets.
They're perfect. You can see,
Yeah, they're little packets. So,
and again, we do it like this because it's clinically dosed. So I want to be sure you're getting as much of that beautiful bioactive peptide as they got in the clinical study that showed such amazing results.
Okay, this is maybe the chef in me, but 20 ounces of water. Do you to mix it in, and you do about 17 ounces for if you add lemon juice or grapefruit juice.
Yeah. So about 20 ounces of water. We found that just if you mix it up with 20 ounces, it tastes really great. Oh, yeah. If you try to do less, it's going to be way too sweet. Mm-hmm. You can do more. You need more water. If you don't like as much flavor and you want more like a vitamin water experience, you can definitely add more water. It doesn't affect the efficacy at all.
Good to know. Okay. This I'm trying tonight. So I cannot wait to use the serum.
Your Super Beauty Serum.
And my rollerball with it. So the Super Beauty Serum. So everyone, I'm going to do this, and you can get all of these things on Lisa's website at glotrition.com.
Yes, ma'am.
And your Instagram is
Glotrition.
Yeah. Just go to Glotrition and see all the beautiful photos. And of course, if you follow me, Tiffany C. Blackman, on Instagram, we are storing about this, and you're going to watch me 30 to 60 days. I can't wait to show you.
I'm going to get you a discount code too that you can share with everybody.
Okay,
we'll do that today after the show.
Okay, we will have that on my Instagram, on my stories, the discount code from Lisa. And everyone, please go and rate and review this on YouTube and keep watching. And Lisa, thank you so much for coming. It's a pleasure having you.
This is just like fun girl time talking about beauty.
So informative and so fabulous. And everyone, be safe out there. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching, and be so fabulous.